What do we expect to happen in the year of 2025 for the Los Angeles housing market? Well, at the time of recording this video, we are amidst several fires. And so my initial predictions are also being shaped by these very fires. Stay tuned, and I'm going to share with you my predictions for 2025 for real estate here in Los Angeles. Corrie Sommers, your local Los Angeles Realtor. I'll be right back. I'm Corrie Sommers, your local Los Angeles Realtor. I sell real estate here in Southern California. As I sat down and was thinking about my predictions for 2025, I really reflected on some of the predictions that not only myself thought would come about in 2024, but a lot of news outlets as well as other people were forecasting. One of those big things was interest rates. We did not see the drop in interest rates that people were predicting last year. There were several outlets that were predicting 5 drops. Most lenders I spoke to thought we would see at least 2 to 3. And as the year ended, we didn't see it drop down to the rates that so many home buyers were hoping for. So I want to start off by saying my predictions for this year in 2025 have to do with some of the things that we've been seeing. First off, I don't think we'll see these price reductions as far as percentages and interest rates that so many buyers are hoping for. There are buyers that have been sitting on the sidelines for over 2 years thinking we're going to get down to the low 4s or between the 4 and 5%. I honestly don't think we'll see that. If we do have rate reductions, I think we'll be lucky if we see it in the 5s. The new administration coming in, we all know that Trump is pro real estate, but we don't really know what those policies are going to be because he has other things on his agenda: immigration, imports and exports with other countries, tariffs. Tariffs can greatly impact the cost of housing here in America, and let me explain. We get most of our lumber from Canada. We get lower end to mid end cabinetry from China, and so on. So if these countries are being applied tariffs, that means the supplies needed to build our housing is going to go up. And of course, like any business, a contractor, companies that build homes like Lennar Homes, Shea Homes, Toll Brothers, etc., or even just flippers or small developers that do house by house, all of their costs go up and they will try to pass that on to the consumer, which means the cost of new construction will also increase. If you are a homeowner and you're wondering if now is the time to sell your home, don't be afraid to schedule a consultation with me today. Let me share what we go over during that consultation. We take a walk through your home and you share with me the updates you've made. We talk about any deferred maintenance. I give you a fresh perspective of what the eyes of a buyer will see when looking at your home and the things that will make your home competitive to other homes on the market. We'll talk about what your potential list price is, what the value is you have in your home, and I'll really guide you through if now is the right time or if we should start to strategize about a certain specific time in the future. Because at the end of the day, this is your property, this is your investment, you have gained equity, and you have goals for yourself and your family. Simply click on the calendar link below. We'll get on the phone for a quick call, and then we'll set up that consultation. Now, one of the things that has impacted our housing market and has been a contributing factor to the shortage of housing has to do with interest rates. People that are sitting in homes with mortgages that are in the 2s to the 3s or even low 4s are so afraid to pull the trigger, sell, and get into another property. But I want to discuss that for a minute because this is a conversation I tend to have with my clients a lot. We get so focused on interest rates, and part of that is they can impact significantly a payment when you're talking about properties that are 2.5, 3 million. That's totally understandable. They can impact your payment on a property that's 800,000 or $1 million. But when we focus on that instead of focusing on the actual payment, and if the actual payment is something that's affordable, and thereby focusing on homes that are in the price point that meet that payment, you're setting yourself up for failure. And what I mean by that, a home that was attainable that you might like, not love, but like. Maybe you want to do some changes here and there, but you like it enough. It's the right neighborhood, it's the right school district, it's the right size. If you have waited for the last 2 years, chances are the cost of that home has gone up several $1,000s. Whereas if you would have purchased it, if interest rates do turn the end of this year or even next year, you can refinance it and either take that extra savings and pay down the home or put it aside. But either way, you are still in a home that has increased in value. Now, one of the things I also share with my clients is this topic about price, because I hear it a lot like, oh, prices are coming down. What do you think about that? I really have a problem with the way our media creates clickbait headlines and infotainment. So the thing that I want to share is the prices of homes are not coming down, but the equity increases are just not as high as they used to be. Therefore, the cost of housing doesn't have these big jumps like it was having before. And that's what people are talking about when they say the prices are coming down, at least here in Los Angeles, right? That being said, do I think there might be segments of the market where we could see prices seeming to reverse a little bit? In the condo arena, I think that is entirely possible. There's amazing redone 1 bedroom, 1,000 square foot condo in Burbank on the edge of Toluca Lake that was purchased for over 500,000. I'm sorry, not purchased for over 500,000. Was purchased, then completely renovated, came to the market for over 500,000, did not get purchased, instead was rented, is back on the market for 450. So it's almost a $75,000 difference. Do I think we might see some more of those things? People that purchased, especially in the condo arena, something that they thought they'd renovate, make a profit on, turning around and had to lease it out, maybe coming to market for a much lower profit than they had originally hoped. I think we might see that because people are going to want to get rid of things, right? But overall, we still have a limited inventory, and we've had such a smaller buyer pool than normal, which has actually been balancing things out. Could that shift? Potentially, especially with these fires that we are experiencing right now. Right now, there's homes that are being burnt to the ground. We don't know the total number at this point, but everyone that is going to be displaced is going to need a place to live. Therefore, they're going to need to either rent while their home is being rebuilt, or they're going to need to rent while they look to purchase a new home. So there's going to be more buyers in the market. But what's been happening, and I think what will still continue to occur as we go into 2025, is that homes that need updating are no longer going to sell quickly. These homes are sitting on the market because buyers are just not willing to pay what homeowners are asking for on properties that need updating. I can give you a number of examples of this. Homes in the $3.5 million price point, the $4 million price point, $4.5 million price points sitting on the market for 6 months, having price reduction after price reduction because people are just not willing to pay when homes have to be updated. Now, overall, I was prepared to tell you that I really feel like 2005 will be much like 2004, where it's a little bit of a balance and a little bit of a steady, slow movement. But with these fires, until we know the total number of people who are displaced, the amount of housing that has been burnt, we don't know how many people that are going to enter the market. I do think here in Los Angeles, we will see a little bit of a surge in the buyer pool, which might actually pressure the cost of housing up a little bit. So I do want to say this. If you are wondering if you should sell this year or buy this year, I think you do need to sit with a professional. Even if it's not me, of course, I would love to have an opportunity to be considered and discuss this with you. But if you are thinking about selling and have been afraid about interest rates, I really think you need to look at the total picture. If you sell your home, what's your profit margin? What are you looking to purchase? Are you downsizing? Are you upsizing? Where else can you maybe put some money to grow it? Maybe not putting all of it into real estate. Are you going to have any taxes on your property? Or being the primary residence do have an impact on how much you are protected in terms of not being taxed. So if you are single and this is your primary residence, your $250,000 of your profit, you won't be taxed. If you are married and maybe you're not both on the deed, just one of you is, because at the time of purchasing the home, you had the stronger credit, you had the income, and so you were the only one on the deed, you may want to consider both of you on the deed because a married couple is able to protect $500,000 of equity. These are the kind of things I sit down with my clients and discuss. So again, I hope this information is helpful to you to just take into consideration when you're mapping out your plans for this year. If you are thinking of buying a home, I still think it's a good time to buy. Again, the focus should be on the payment and how much home that can get you. It might not be your perfect home. It might not be your dream home, but you are always paying a mortgage. It's either called your mortgage or rent. And it's far better to be putting in money into something that you own and will grow equity in than just throwing it out the window. Thank you guys so much for watching. I have so much more in store for you this year, and I look forward to working with you. If you do need to schedule an appointment, you can either reach out to me directly via email, text, or just request a calendar link and I will give you a call to follow up and confirm. Thank you guys so much.